Thank you to YouGov for sponsoring this video. YouGov allows you to take online surveys to earn points and get cash rewards. YouGov has polls and surveys about politics, pop culture, products, and brands. Instead of spending too much time on social media, I'll take 2 or 3 surveys each day and use the money that we earn from that to invest into the house. I can take surveys while taking a break from working on the house for a few minutes. I can give my opinion on topics that matter to me and get paid to do it. We recently used the money we earned from YouGov to help with the bathroom restoration. Click the link in the description box to start earning money now. And thanks again to YouGov for sponsoring this video.
Hello everybody, I hope you all are doing well. We've had a bit of a disappointing week this week. Of course, not so much because of the work, but you may have all seen in the thumbnail, something fell off the building this week. And that something was the dormer, or at least the very top of it. So as you guys can see now, this is what I walked out to Sunday morning. We had very, very high winds over the weekend, and it wiggled this thing loose enough to where it fell off the building and landed in the basket of the lift. Luckily, most of the pieces are still here, so I collected everything up and brought it inside. So let's go inside and have a look. So here is what we are left with. I've kind of put some of the pieces back on. Some of the pieces are so splintered and beat up they can't even set on there, because most of it's just sitting, as you can see. I mean, I guess it is interesting to be able to get so up close and personal with a piece that's so high up on the building, but this is certainly not the way I hoped to be seeing this stuff. It truly crumbled when it hit the ground, but of course, I think this thing probably would have had to have been remade anyways. As you can see, like things like that. I mean, that's just not a savable piece of wood. Maybe for display purposes it would be, but as far as putting this back up on the house, I don't think there's any reason to put that back up on the house. You can see I've got a lot of the little bits over here and then some of the bigger trim pieces, patterns and stuff. Luckily we do have enough of this pattern specifically to put back up there, so this isn't a concern. But I currently don't have any of this made quite yet, which is a real bummer. So let's go upstairs so I can show you guys from the inside what it's looking like. So now up here on the 3rd floor, and you can kind of already see the problem up there. But of course, when you get closer, you realize just how open to the elements it all is now. Really not good. This has been there for a while now. That's been our main concern for the longest. But we're even getting light back here now, because I think it pulled the roof of the dormer when it pulled it, and it's just really not good. So one thing that is lucky about the entire thing is we haven't had any rain this week. And I don't think we're gonna have any this next coming week. So that's a silver lining of this whole thing. However, I do need to figure out a way to tarp that over. Thing is, I don't want to have it, and I don't think it will last an entire winter with a tarp over it. It's very windy up here, especially, 50 feet in the air. It's quite windy. So we're running through solutions right now. I had a guy out here to try to fix the lift. So Walt, if you're watching, hello, thank you for coming out. But for some reason, now that I've tinkered with it, I can't get the lift to move at all. So it is completely dead. So now I have no way to get up there at all other than climbing onto the 3rd story roof and throwing something over. So I can do the whole tarp it up thing, but I can't get up there to actually touch any of the woodwork that's failing or falling or any of that. So that's a real problem. But we'll find the solution to that. I'm not too concerned yet. However, with this news and what's going on with this, I know a lot of you have asked for a GoFundMe or something like that. And I've actually considered setting one up. I never wanted this to be something that would have to be paid for by you guys. I don't like that idea. I don't want to do that. I mean, I make the merch, because that way you can get something from it. I've been extremely conflicted about even bringing this up to you guys, or, because I know at the end of the day, yes, it is my house, but I do open it up to people. People do come and visit here. It is at least a semi-public place. And it is for the good of my neighborhood. So I haven't set anything up yet, but maybe if you guys would like to, down in the comments, let me know how you would feel about me setting up a GoFundMe, or if that's something you guys would like to see. If I do set it up, please nobody give me large sums of money. you know, if we could pull together, I think, as a community, like $1 here, $1 there from many of you, as opposed to big sums from a few of you, would be much preferred in my book. You know, I don't want to put anybody out. You know, at the end of the day, I could probably survive with a tarp on the thing, but it scares me the way it is right now. And of course, I feel in some ways that I've failed this house not being able to get it done fast enough. You know, weather takes a toll on this place. And I guess for the few who haven't followed me since the beginning, the Mansard roof, as bad as it looks, wasn't actually the most pressing thing here in the house. The most pressing thing was actually the flat roof, which is new, and the falling brick walls on the back and on the side that we've had completely tuck pointed. There's been a lot of band-aiding just to make this house be stable and structurally sound. And really the last structural issue that we really have is the Mansard roof. So, you know, we've gotten pretty far, but man, I really need to get that going because it is starting to really concern me. And now we're coming into the cold months, which makes it all that much more fun. But I'm still confident we'll get it done. I just wish it didn't have to be like this. It is much harder to figure out how it went together originally now that that piece fell and is in all these pieces and stuff. It'll be a lot easier to make a new one because now there's a template. I just wish we could have taken it down with the lift and not had it fall into the lift. So not super fun on that front. However, with the whole entire thing of asking for the GoFundMe and stuff, it is not like I am not trying to help myself, and that's actually the project we'll get into this week. It's not my door, but it's actually a door from another channel that I've actually been talking about, which is the Mansard Media channel. Matt and Nikki are friends of mine, or have become friends of mine, and they're trying to fix their home. And while I wouldn't say it's a pure restoration, it is a sympathetic renovation. I think they're doing a really great job, and they're really taking this history of the house very seriously. They've dug a lot about it. They know who lived there. They know all the story about it. So one thing really cool about this channel, guys, is that I've been able to learn enough about how these doors work and how this works and how that works, so I can now actually fix things for other people's houses and get those back together. It is also an actual job for me this time around, so I'm actually getting paid to fix these doors, which again will help the Mansard roof. So I'm putting everything I can into getting this stuff done. So yeah, let's get into some time lapses. This door kind of looks like it cut itself shaving a razor now, doesn't it? So this is the inside of the door for the Velkamp mansion, which is down in South City, which is Matt and Nikki's house of the Mansard Media channel. It's just you guys go check those guys out, as there's part of this process on their channel, I believe, directly after you guys see this one. But process-wise, what I've done to this is completely stripped the entire door, cleaned up all the trouble areas, let's say, with all the paint, and then wood filled it to a tremendous amount, because especially around the window opening here, there was basically just chewed to nothing. It was really, really bad. Somebody had hung multiple different types of curtains or something going on around here, especially in the four corners here. The different amount of hardware they must have screwed to this door for curtains and various things is staggering. I mean, they really chewed it up. However, what's on here now, this stuff here, the darker colored stuff, what's called liquid wood. It's made by Albatron, and essentially it's a wood hardener. And then on top of that, the white stuff is the wood epox, which is a really, really strong wood filler. Now, for anybody who wants to do a door like this, if you're going to leave it open grain, you cannot use this because it will not look right. You have to use a more conventional wood filler. However, they're going to repaint this, so no big deal. I can use the stronger, harder, longer lasting material, and life is good. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good for what it did look like, and moving a step forward. Now, of course, I have to do the same thing to the other side. The other side is still completely stripped. It's ready to go. But I do need to do this whole process to it as well. And I suppose anybody who wants to get on Matt and Nikki for choosing to paint the inside of the door, actually know that this entire door was faux grained. It had an oak look to it, an oak faux graining. And of course, all of this is pine. So, you know, it was always painted. It was always done this way. This is a very common thing in Victorian houses. How they are going to choose to paint it, I don't know. But we'll get to that bridge when they cross it. And at the end of the day, it's good that the original door is being saved for this house and that the people who own the house love it. So I also think it's really, really cool that people are now kind of searching me out to do things for their houses. And I feel confident enough in my abilities to do it. It definitely is a cool way to get a little bit of an extra revenue stream in, so I can of course fix this whole mess that I'm in right now. But all jokes aside, I think it is a really cool thing that people search me out for these things. And who am I to say no to fixing another historic house here in St. Louis, even if it's just in a small way. This door that you guys saw last week get all fixed up is almost done. I have to say, no tape lines on this. I hand painted all that, which I'm quite proud of. I got it really, really clean lines, very straight. Basically, I mean, there's minor imperfections, but you have to get pretty close to see them. So quite happy with how this is all turning out. The other side, which is going to be a wooden side, so no paint on the other side, is coming along a little bit slower, mostly because there's a lot of wood filling to do on that side. And I can't use the really strong Albitron stuff like I did on this door here. I can't use that stuff because, again, you'll see it. Maybe this stuff stains, I don't know, but I don't really plan on using any kind of stain for these doors either, just shellac and a little bit of water locks. It's really all I plan on doing as far as finishing the other sides of the doors. Also got to get glass in it, so definitely glass next week. And last but not least, we have some of the corbels I got started to be painted up. I've kind of got 3 sides, one of each is done. But this oil-based primer takes quite a while to dry, and since I had to really get a very thin brush to get inside here, and I do want paint on all these surfaces, they take quite a while to dry when they're in these little things, so to thin everything out. So yeah, these are finally dry. They took about a week to dry, just the one side. And again, it's only in these little divots that I'm really having problems with the paint being quite tacky, which is, you know, somewhat understandable at least. And I do plan on the inside of these painting them all green, the dark green color, and then of course the rest of it will be that lighter antique white color that all the windows and everything, or all the window frames at least, have been going. So yeah, these are starting to look better. Definitely going to put a bit more emphasis on getting some more of the trim and stuff done for the Mansard roof this next coming week, because I really, 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 really have to get going on that. So definitely that is the new focus of everything that's going on. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I am out of town this weekend. I do have to go pick up 2 more machines. Nobody think I've spent any extra money on those. I actually bought those way back when I saw Patrick. So you'll probably be getting a little bit more next week about Patrick and his shop, as I hope to shoot a little bit with him while I'm there in Kansas. And one of the things I'm going to get is a pedal mortiser. So for any of these really broken bottom bits of windows, I should be able to actually repair those and make new pieces. So it's definitely a tool that will extend the range of things I can do. So as always, guys, thank you guys so very much. I know this is probably a frustrating week for you. It's definitely been a frustrating week for me, but I will overcome this. We will figure this all out, and we will make this girl a big, beautiful, wonderful place to be once again. So I thank you guys for your patience with this project. And yeah, I'll see you guys again next week. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.